So with passive pickups, what I've liked in the past is essentially having wide dynamic range. I come from a pretty classical background, using a lot of finger picking, huge dynamics where I'm playing super light on the strings versus picking extremely hard just to get, character out of the guitar. I think passive have essentially been able to do that for me versus a traditional, active pickup. When I first discovered the Fluence pickups, I was a bit reluctant. I was already used to the passive pickups. I didn't really want change. But what I did experience from the Fluence pickups was this sort of high def quality that both passive pickups and traditional active pickups don't really have. Having discovered the Fluence pickups, I then was able to voice my own set of pickups and started thinking about what I was missing or what I was getting too much from what I already had. And the Fishman Fluence allowed me to kind of get detailed and control all sorts of resonant peaks, low end, high end sort of characteristics that I felt were problematic from previous experiences, and try to fix those problems with the Fluence. So when I got to start voicing my signature pickups with Fishman, I essentially had a variety of pickups in a bunch of my guitars that I used to compare and try to kind of pinpoint what I wanted and what I didn't want from a pickup. And through testing and through listening to different examples, we kind of nailed getting the best possible sound of extremely versatile, extremely detailed, well-rounded pickup, more or less. So when I designed these pickups, I wanted to do something that was extremely complementary to my playing and to the style of music that I do, whether it's in Mestis or Animals as Leaders. I wanted something that had tons of presence, tons of low end, but not too much mud, which is important when it comes to mixing. I wanted something that had a lot of characteristics to my actual touch and that you can hear the actual guitar as well. Often when I'm playing guitar, I have to do a bunch of pickup position switches. What I love about the Fishman Fluences is that, let's say I'm going to my split position, one, I'm getting the exact kind of single coil sound that I'm looking for, also without a loss in volume, which I've experienced constantly with a traditional passive pickup. So for voice one, what I like about it is that I have a lot of top end, a lot of bite with a lot of bottom end as well, that adds to that growl. For example, the Wave of Babies riff. Whereas if I switch to voice two, there's a little bit of that high end that's rolled off, and you get a slightly warmer tone. So this is what I call the second position. It's a bit of a split coil sound. I use this a lot in my cleans. It kind of creates a lot of that super chimey sound with a little bit of a scooped sound, and I'll let you hear it. And similar with voice two, it's just a little bit of that high end rolled off. Still get a lot of that scooped quality. So in the neck position, voice 1 still has a bit of that chiminess, a lot more rounder sound than when you're getting in that split position. And for example, then when I go to voice 2, it has an extreme high-end roll-off, and again, it gets closer to that semi-hollow, flat wound sort of sound. So in position 4, it's another version of this split coil sound. It's a little bit more rounder than position 2. I often use it for my slap or selective picking. And it sounds like this in voice 1. And in voice 2, again, you're gonna get some of that high-end roll-off. It's gonna be a little rounder.